version of Bill Loading on Sports here at Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks have just rolled over. Rolled over Philadelphia, 137-98. Man, what a way! I mean, damn, Jamal. You know, I mean, if I was a typical Knicks fan, well, I'm not a Knicks fan at all. I'm not a fan of anything, but I know that it would be interesting. The headlines on Tuesday that the Knicks are headed to the finals. You know,
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, that's what it looks like, right?
it looks like it, no question about it, man. I mean, if you look at how they blew out Atlanta, 141. Now they got 137.
Right.
So I mean, and Philadelphia looked totally inept. I mean, you got the totals in front of you, right? What?
Embiid finished with 14 points. That's not going to cut it. 14 points on 3 of 11 from the field, 4 rebounds. Paul George led the Sixers with 17. Maxey only had 13 on 3 for 9 shooting. They didn't get it done.
Yeah. So I guess you could argue, I mean, as they made that it was, they just coming off a relatively tough series against Boston.
Right.
And, maybe they were a little emotionally drained. But, this was definitely a shellacking. And, the only thing is, all the celebrities, how they always show the celebrities, all the celebrities were at the Met Gala. Yeah.
That's right.
So we had the B-list celebrities, because, Spike and that group, anybody who was anybody was at the Met Gala.
Yeah,
so,
so I don't know. So game one, they missed game one of the series, but yeah, the Knicks very, very impressive.
Very impressive, very convincing victory. And maybe next time I'll go down to hear Mike Brown. But for now, we just wanted to react. And I guess the reaction was, what can you say, man? I mean, the Knicks in the last, they have looked really, really impressive. I don't know if you would say that they are the most impressive team left. Oklahoma City, I guess you'd have to say,
right,
is probably the most impressive team left in the playoffs.
Right, and then maybe San Antonio is number 2. So
yeah, man, with Wemby, I mean, that guy 7'5" and could do everything.
That's right. Well, they play Minnesota. They're playing Minnesota right now. I think it's a tight game in the second quarter. And Anthony Edwards is playing, by the way.
Yeah, man. I don't know what you think about that. I mean, he was supposed to miss it, but he just, he wanted to play. Right. So I give the guy credit. He wanted to play. He didn't want to sit out. So, I guess this is all about legacy.
Right.
And Embiid, man, he had better not have this kind of series. Right after the Celtics game, he was begging the Philadelphia fans to buy up all the tickets, anticipating. He was like begging Philly fans to buy tickets. So when the series shifts to Philadelphia, there won't be more Knicks in the house than Philly, the Philadelphia fan. So, man, you better concentrate on game one. Shit,
Exactly. And I don't know if that's going to work. A plea for help from the fans, that's only going to get Knicks fans more riled up, try to come up with ways to get tickets. I mean, it's just a couple hours away. I was thinking about that in terms of the Knicks. Like, even before the game started, I was like, I don't know. I feel confident in this series that the Knicks should win it. I was thinking about, Knicks in 6. But then you got Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. Remember, they played at Villanova in Philly.
Oh, right. Oh, man. They may kill them.
Yeah, so they're comfortable in Philly. Even fans or no fans, probably. So
it's like they're home away from home.
Exactly. So I think it's a little scary. But, of course, what these playoffs have shown us, they show us every year, and they showed us this year also, that you can't get too high off that one game.
Right.
Remember, everybody thought the Boston series was over when
it was over, 3-1. Right? 3-1, yeah.
They thought it was over when it was 1-0, when it was 1-0.
Yeah. So remember, Boston 3-1, Orlando 3-1, and R.I.P. the brother who, the Orlando Magic, the plane the plane hadn't even landed, and they fired this guy.
That's terrible because but Jamal Mosley. It's terrible because okay, if you're the only reason I've really heard for firing him is they say he underachieved, but he really didn't have his full team. There were injuries all year, and then so everybody says, well, you lose 3-1 and you lose like he did in that game 6, he just has to go. I mean, really? I mean, if he was a more tenured coach, you wouldn't say that. But
and I also heard he was having issues with who's the star of the team?
Paulo Banchero. Yeah, he was.
Paulo Banchero.
That's what I heard at least. So yeah, you always lose that one.
Yeah. So because they can't fire him, they ain't gonna fire him.
Right.
They
paid about $50 million a year. So
yeah, we'll just fire you, man. They said, well, he's gonna get another job. So how can you be so sure? I mean,
no. We know better than that, Bill.
Yeah. Although, Mike Brown, the story here, Mike Brown is he's already coached 4 teams. 4 teams. I think the only brother who's had a better track record may have been Doc Rivers. Well, right. Lenny Wilkins. I mean, we're having a conversation with Eric Horn, the sports the Anscape sports editor, and we were talking about Mike Brown and how he's rare. In fact, one of the things I would ask him if I would go to practice tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do that, is, I was just curious. He's had 4 gigs. He's gotten fired 4 times, I think, 3 times.
Right.
And if he had any advice to Jamal, who got fired with Orlando, what was it like, when he first got fired for the first time? Does it get any easier?
I would assume not, but that is I think that is a good question though, and I think you'd have some positive words for him. I remember when they were playing the Nets earlier in the season, the Nets basically tanked the entire year, right. but they're high on their coach, and everybody seems to think he's a pretty good coach, Fernandez from the Nets, and they asked Mike Brown about him, and he had nothing but great things to say. He was like, this is not his fault. What the Nets are doing right now, he really has no control over it. He has really no players, but he had this full-throated endorsement of the Nets coach. So I'm sure he would do the same for Mosley.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
not that means anything, but
yeah, what it mean?
He got to worry about his own job, right?
I know.
And we know he has to get at least to the conference final in order to match what Thibodeau did last year. So
the worst thing that could happen to Mike Brown, this may have been the worst thing tonight, may have been the worst thing that happened, but winning 137-98. I mean, things either have to go way, way, way up, or I don't know, because I can see the Knicks fans now are thinking, this is our year. Yeah. This is it.
And it may be, right? It may be.
It could be the way they look tonight.
I do think that they can the Phillies a little overmatched with all the experience the Knicks have, and the players at different positions who can produce. And then you got on the other side, you got Cleveland and Detroit. Detroit dominated the Knicks this year in the regular season, but does regular season matter?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, looking ahead, I think we talked about the other day. What people want to see is either Wemby. They want to see Wemby in terms of the personality, and the Knicks in terms of the market. Right. And I think if the Knicks do happen to go to the finals, the hype will be so unbelievable. But then, of course, we may have to worry about the administration. Any high profile that. But then again, it could be Mandami. That's going to be. You can't make this stuff up, man. It'll be dueling, DC and New York, and dueling, well, I was born here. I'm the mayor. I'm the president.
Right. But they get along, Bill. Haven't you heard?
Well,
I don't know, to some extent.
Well, it's kind of all showbiz.
It is. It's definitely showbiz.
It's all show business.
It's all showbiz.
As is this.
Everything is showbiz now.
Everything is showbiz.
But
so good. So it was a good quick hit. The stadium. I don't know if you could see this. The stadium. Can you see this? The stadium has
Yes.
all but cleared out.
Completely empty.
Like, you know, nothing, no drama. In some ways, I think the Knicks fans hate this
Right.
because there's no angst. There's no, things are going too well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we know they're not going to win every game by 40. Uh, I'm sure there's a close game coming. It could be game two. We know how these series
It could
go.
be game
You
two.
know, Maxey is capable of going off. Edgecombe. The thing with Embiid that I noticed today is, yes, Embiid is still great, still extremely skilled. Even we know he's not 100%, but he's very slick. Gets Knicks in foul trouble, but he is not the athlete he was like a few years ago.
Yeah.
So if the Knicks just stop going for his fakes, if easier said than done, but stop going for his fakes, make him finish over you. I don't think he can do that anymore. And
Yeah.
so I think there is an answer for Embiid if the Knicks play disciplined defense.
Well, how old is he now? Do you know? Can you?
Let me
Is
look
he
that up.
like
Let me look that up.
35? Is he in that
No, no,
territory?
no. I think he's probably 31, 32, if I had to guess. But
Oh, so he's
I'm
still.
gonna see right here. Joel Embiid is 32.
Oh wow! So
Yep.
he's still,
Yeah,
still
but
young.
he's been through a lot.
His body has been through. He just had an appendicitis.
Right.
What do you want, man? You gotta have, climbs out, goes from the operating table to the court.
Yeah, man. So I have a lot of respect for what he's doing just based on that. But he's not, he's not in any position right now to just dominate physically.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's still skilled. So, but I like the Knicks in this series even more than I did. I originally had Knicks in 6. I might say 5 confidently.
Yeah, I'm not going to say a sweep.
Right. I don't want to say sweep, even though
it looks like it.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough, man. All right, well, we got to go so we can see some real basketball. You see San Antonio and
Minnesota.
San
Antonio is currently up 2 points in the third quarter.
Okay. Oh, it'll probably be over by the time I get to my next undisclosed location. So, all right. Well, good. Well, like you said, we're gonna, try to do this throughout the playoffs. Give Bros Pod fans a, sort of a series by series, a game by game, blow by blow, quick reaction, and then by the time you see this, obviously you knew it won't here, but you'll know about San Antonio, Minnesota, and then Tuesday you have the Lakers to look forward to.
Right, Lakers OKC.
OKC.
Everybody's expecting an OKC blowout, but we'll see.
I know. What happens if they lose, man? At least they don't have to worry about being in New York.
Right, and if they lose, people will just say, "Oh, they haven't played in 20 days. They haven't played in so long because they swept their last series." So,
Yeah. So we'll see. So all right, man. Well, listen. Glad that we were able to knock this out.
Yep.
And game two is Wednesday, and hopefully we could do this again on Wednesday. Hopefully it's a little more tension. People are far too happy. They're far too content.
What was the atmosphere like when the game started? Early in the game,
it was pretty intense. But there was a lot of FMBs going around. I don't know how
you weren't feeling that. That's a little much. I think that's a little too much. It was coming across on TV also. It was
come on, really?
Yeah,
that's too much, man.
Yeah. So it shows you where we're at as a society.
Yeah, that's cool. That's considered cool. No shame.
How far we've come. How far we've gone.
How far we've fallen.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Bill.
All right, man. Well, listen, fuck, it's over. Yeah.
It's over. But
game one.
Game one, that's all. That's all it is. Game
137-98.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if they won like 1,000-2. It's still only one game. So
yeah, it's one game. So we'll see. This is how all these series go. What are you going to do next game? That's the key. The next game is the
That's
key.
it. Yep. Every game is a story unto itself. So, you know, here we go. Anything that we missed today in the world of sport and play? Um, the Orlando coach got fired. Um,
Anthony Edwards playing.
Anthony Edwards is playing.
Those are the two big ones.
You know, Shador Sanders just said that to get clicks. What about him? What happened?
John Sterling passed today?
Oh yeah, John Sterling passed away. It was sad. Longtime voice of the Yankees.
Yes.
You know, he also called a Morgan. He called some of the Morgan State games, Morgan State Grambling games.
Really?
Yeah. I remember when I met him. You know, I talked about Morgan. He said, oh yeah, he called the Yankees that Grambling Morgan State game.
Wow.
Yeah, John had a deep resume, man. And my friend who's a play-by-play person for the Yankees now.
Dave Sims.
Dave Sims, the great Dave Sims.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got some big shoes to fill, but Dave was great. We'll have to have him on the show. He's a great professional.
Yeah, he's a friend of the program. We've had him on before. Yeah. And he's with the Yankees. He was with Seattle for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I grew up listening to Dave on like, what was it? WFAN, one of those.
Yeah, WFAN.
Yeah, whatever it was at that time, WNBC, something like that, on the radio. So I think I called him as a little kid. I called the radio station one time.
Oh man, to say what?
I don't remember. It was something basketball related, I'm sure.
Yeah. We'll have to have him back on the program.
Yes.
All right, man. Well, listen, I gotta. This is the fun part. Now I gotta pack up and head uptown.
It's late night. 11.
I know. No drama.
11:05, but everybody's happy. I mean,
everybody happy.
And hopefully you can get out the building, because don't they flood the streets after the game, after wins?
Oh yeah, if there's one win, man, it'll be like parades and shit. They'll start changing the names of the streets.
You need to get some footage. Get some footage of the parade tonight.
Yeah, I think it'll be desolate though.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
It's like a ritual now for Knicks fans after every win to take over Manhattan,
to take over 8th Avenue. All right.
For if you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So what do we do? Tell me. I mean, so this goes to YouTube. Mm-hmm. I mean, do we have our own Rose Pod YouTube channel?
Yes.
Oh, somebody said, "Oh, Rose, you don't watch it? What? You don't watch your own show?" I do the show. What do you want?
Right. Yeah, we're there. Yeah. We're there. We're on YouTube. Rose Pod on YouTube.
Okay. All right. You'll be hearing more of us. We'll be doing promoting.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah. All right. See everybody on we'll be there Wednesday. So Knicks fans, enjoy us while you can.
Exactly. Enjoy while you can. They look great. Not taking anything away from them. They look great. Just got to keep it up. That's all.
Got to keep it up. All right.